This video is brought to you by Big Bad Toy Store. Make your purchases through my personal link in the description to help out the channel. Furthermore, if you want to support me more directly, you can check out my YouTube channel membership for fun emojis and sneak peeks, or my Patreon. Links in the description. Hey everyone, so I pretty much have a custom figure like 95% completed, but I don't really want to show her off just yet, but I can give you a sneak peek and like, whoop. Yeah, for now, we're just gonna fix up this Dark Knight Returns Joker from McFarlane. And for that, I never really liked the original head. I can show off, like, I tried to like resculpt it and then I realized how much I hated everything, so I just scrapped it completely. And I found this head on eBay, which is a which looks to be very Willem Dafoe inspired. And if you've been around on the internet, you might have seen like some Photoshop pictures of Willem Dafoe playing Joker, and it's pretty much perfect. So yeah, I figured this would be very, very fitting. So I am going to just put this head on this body. I've honestly already done some prep work. I've like hollowed out. I filled the inside with some hot glue, and then I made a hole through. But before we do anything, I'm just gonna spray paint this completely white, so I have something to work with. So pardon me for like 1 second. Okay, so the base primer is now applied, and as you can see, I didn't really, like take too much care with like making the entire thing white, and that is because we're gonna do like a base wash of neutral gray, and that's just because eventually we're gonna work ourselves up to highlights. This sculpt has quite pronounced wrinkles, so you really want to make sure. So now with the neutral gray dried up, we're gonna do a dry brush of this like light gray, and eventually we're gonna just work ourselves up to complete white. I think we're gonna just add some white straight now. There we go, that's a little bit better. Let's take a smaller one. There we go, a little bit easier to get in there. So the dry brush tech isn't working out quite as well as I want to, so we're going in with a little bit more of a regular layer brush, and we're just gonna layer this white where I want it to be. This way we'll also get the transitions a little bit smoother, like here on the nose. You see how it's like a straight cut off, so we'll just swirl this around. Okay, so I'm struggling a little bit to see if this white is enough or if I need to do more, because when there's like no contrast, you're not really sure about like what to do. So I'm probably just gonna paint the eyes and the lips and the hair, and then we'll go back to the white in case it's not enough. So for now, we're just gonna do the eyes, and hopefully we don't mess the entire thing up. So I think like... So this is one of those cases where you really need to have the eyelash in for everything to look quite right. So yeah, we'll try to mark in the eyes and then do a little eyelash. But I like the placement so far. So Dark Knight Returns Joker has blue eyes. I guess this is before we established that Joker has green eyes to go with his hair. So we try to just get these in here. So as per usual, I had to do like the last little dot off camera because it's just too difficult to do if I can't have it all the way up to my face. So now we're gonna do the lips, and for that I'm just going with Vallejo Flatter Red. And the thing is, I'm not really sure where the lips, like where the red lips should stop. Maybe like here? I feel like it needs to be a little bit more exaggerated, so I guess we'll just continue all the way. So this is shaping up pretty good. So now we're gonna use this Vallejo flat green, and we're just gonna do the eyebrows. So I can't really see any actual sculpted eyebrows. It seems to just be like a big brow line. So we'll just follow the ridge here, I guess. And like I usually say, I don't really like doing a straight line for eyebrows. I tend to like do these little upward strokes so that the eyebrows just seem a little bit more natural. And of course we have to do the other side too, which is infinitely worse because it's a much worse angle. Okay, so for the hair, we're gonna start with this very, very dark refractive green. And that is because we're gonna do a paint wash of the same Vallejo flat green on top of it later on. The most important thing now is just to make a kind of watery mix of this so that it goes down into the grooves. Don't really have to be too neat with it, as long as you don't get any on the white skin. Actually, I quite like this green in general. I think it looks pretty good. Maybe I'll actually just build the green around this one, because I quite like how muted this is. It's gonna make it stand out a bit less from like my regular Joker figure. It's gonna like grid it up for the Millerverse. Okay, so now we just added some white to the same green, and we're gonna see what a dry brush looks like. So if we just... I think this might be a little bit too bright. Or, actually maybe... No, I don't know. I think this looks pretty decent, actually. Gonna need a smaller brush for... Ooh, I really like these highlights now, actually. And we're just gonna liven up the eyebrows a little bit. Have a couple of these strokes in there. Do I want to darken the eye area a little bit more? And as usual, we finish off with some gloss varnish that we're gonna put on the lips, the eyes. And thus we have finished my Dark Knight Returns Joker figure, and I think I could have like added more shading around the eye area, but I didn't really want him to look like an evil cartoon character, because in the comic book he's kind of more of like, he's a bit more subtle. I mean, he's still like a psychopath, but he's not like really like your typical Joker. He's a lot more like sly, and he doesn't really get real crazy until the very end. And I think this Joker could easily pass for, you know, going up to the talk show bit. I think this is like a good middle ground. Like, he's still got some shading around his eye area, and he definitely looks like he's up to some mischief. So yeah, I think I'll stick with this. Also, this head sculpt is just incredible. I love how good it looks. Like, it looks like it has elements of Frank Miller's art. Like, he's got like a pretty like wide chin and everything, yet it also really does look like Willem Dafoe. And I can't really put it into words, but I'm just really, really intrigued by this head sculpt. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So, hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
So many faces, so few smiles. Batman, darling.